Hi, everybody in Woodward. I am Rachael Van Horn, and this is Off the Press, which just means we're off the press. We used to have a press, but we'll talk about that later. Today, I am here with Linda Freeman and Autumn Overton, who I call accidentally on a regular basis because she's in my phone as Autumn. And they are here to talk with us about Breakfast with Santa, which has just blown up this year. So I just want to talk a little bit about where did Breakfast Santa start, and kind of, it's sort of humble but meaningful beginnings, and then where it kind of went to, the work involved, and kind of why you guys wanted to take it to this next platinum level.
Okay, so the journey and the evolution of the Breakfast with Santa for Woodward actually started here with Sheila from the Woodward News. She had a vision, so she and Woodward Main Street partnered up the very first year, which was about 5 years ago, and they had a successful Breakfast with Santa. After that, I believe the next year was the COVID year, so it kind of put the shutdown on it. It didn't happen. The year after that, it transpired over to the Vault downtown Main Street. That building was used, which is owned by Matt and Jennifer Thompson, and they had a successful year there. Then the next year it moved over to the Masons Lodge, and the Masons always provide Santa, and the pictures by donation for Santa and the money raised from the plates of food that were being sold, that would go to the Masons so that their big lodge could double the funds, and then the funds are spent towards gifts for the Woodward County Toy Giveaway.
So it's kind of this huge, large circle.
Right.
Yes.
And so after the year that the Masons held it, the next year, which would have been last year, we put it back at the Pioneer Room, which is where it began, and that was great last year. This year, Autumn and I got word that there may not be enough volunteers with the, everybody's busy and things are happening, and it may Breakfast with Santa may suffer or die down. It may just fizzle out. And we took one look at each other and thought, well, there's no way that that's going to happen. And so we have to do something. We just recently had brought back the hamburger feed with the rodeo.
Right.
So,
yes,
and
I knew
that was
you guys were
successful.
instrumental. And let me just interject here because I forgot to say this, but Autumn is the director of formations, and you're one of the co-owners. Is that correct, or the owner?
I am the owner of it.
Because of course you do all
right.
things like that are amazing and crazy. But I mean it crazy in a good way.
I definitely don't sleep, but I can't do all the things I do without Autumn.
Right.
So she is definitely the one that I lean on to handle all the things so that I can do all the other things. So
it's kind of a good marriage.
It is, and we even share an office. People walk in and they're like, the two of you are in here, we're like together.
we just
I've
came
seen
from
that.
a meeting. We just came from an economic vitality meeting at the tourism building.
Right.
We walked in and there was two chairs, one at the head of the table and one over here. And people actually said, we will shuffle around so you can sit beside each other. We said, well, we're not Siamese twins. We're not
we can
connected at the
separate.
hip. Yeah, but anyway.
So
it was fun.
you guys just decided you really saw something in it. There was a spark in it that you wanted to go ahead and fan the flame a little bit.
Well, whenever you think about Christmas and you think about being a kid, I'll tell my age. I mean, I was born in the 70s, so I grew up in the 80s. And you think of the magic that you still remember, where you're still looking for Santa. You're still looking around and stuff. And it was like, let's bring it back to the kids. Let's give them that moment where they walk in, and I mean, it's something that you don't know which kid will remember that
Right.
was something in their life that they remember.
Yes,
And-
I just heard an interview from a very, very old man who remembered something very similar, and it made me think about you guys, that they were desperately poor, living literally out in their vehicle, out in some woods, and nobody would see them. And if it hadn't have been for something, a program that very similar to what you're talking about, they wouldn't have had any Christmas or anything at
Right.
all. And he was like in his 90s and still remembered that. That was a memory that.
Right, and it's just like the experience. Like, it should be something that they remember. It should be something.
Yes.
I've gotten a little soft since I've become a grandma.
Yes, well, we all do. Yeah.
She looked back at photos from previous years. We've called it Pancakes with Santa. We've called it Breakfast
Right.
with Santa. It's kind of gone back and forth. It's call it what you want. Just come and have breakfast. But it was like we didn't want it to just be just where it felt like a soup kitchen with just like 1985 tablecloths and just Santa hats. We had a vision to create this experience, we'll call it. And then we thought we would bring in community members.
It's like, how do you pay for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you pay for
Right.
it
So-
and stuff? And the community has been amazing. They're all like, okay.
We have
Yeah.
several big sponsors. We've gone out and spoken with everybody about helping us with our vision and our mission for bringing this experience to everybody who's not going to be, busy that day with other things. There's a
And
lot
what day,
going
let's talk
on.
about what day that is.
It's going to happen on December 7th at 9 a.m. is when
Right.
it starts.
And it's at the Pioneer Room.
At the Pioneer
And
Room.
volunteers can come and help just clean up and help organize
Yes.
and also set up as
Right.
well. You need help setting up the
So-
decorations.
We'll be there Thursday evening, December 5th, setting
Right.
up as well.
We do have Chelsea Cruz has put it out to the NHS kids. Mr. Washman has put it out to the FFA.
Miss Northwest Passage.
Yes.
Right. So we've had, like I said, people are like, yeah, we'll help. Miss Crockett is going to send a small ensemble of the band
Yeah.
for Saturday morning. We will have them out playing. Miss Rhonda is going to come keep them.
So that
Going.
you're going to have lots of. You feel like you've got probably the volunteers you need at this point?
I don't
We
know.
don't want to say no.
Yeah.
never wanna say no.
Some of that setup maybe early, like on Thursday, might be the thing. And what time are you going to be setting up on Thursday?
So we know for sure Thursday in the evening, like 5:30 to
Okay.
8. If people want to show up, we've had decorations just kind of get dropped off at the school, and we don't really know what exactly is even in the boxes or totes.
Right, right.
We're gonna take it there and then just pull it out. We've also ordered some extra decor so we can really jazz it up in there and have things hanging from the drop ceiling.
Yes,
and
you
so
want to
create
kind of
this vision.
like a winter wonderland
Yes,
type
something.
of yeah.
Yes, so
Think of Buddy the Elf whenever
Yes.
he decorated all this stuff. I mean, that's maybe where we go. We don't know yet. We'll see.
Like kind of like Christmas threw up.
yes, and we want to have all of our sponsors named on. Like I'm going to wrap these huge like oven and refrigerator boxes with wrapping paper, so it'll look like there's huge gifts along the wall. And the vision is to do like a gift tag, and those tags have the sponsors' names on
Right.
them. So that way. It really is like a gift from the community because
Right.
really we're just like the community stewards that had an idea and went and talked to all of our friends and people we knew in the community that wanted to be involved, but really we couldn't do it without all of the sponsors that have stepped up.
We do need more wrapping paper.
Okay, so where is a place that they could drop
They
that
could
off?
drop that off at Formations,
Formations.
too. Mhm.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, if someone wants to come put together Christmas trees, I think we have 4 Christmas trees that we have to put together.
And just transporting
And
the
transporting
totes
is
and
going
the
to be, which
Yes.
it's only like what, a block and a half? Is that
Yeah.
2 blocks?
Right.
from the
But
school.
I don't
Still,
want to
it's-
carry it.
Right.
Like,
Right. Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
So helpers on Thursday evening would be nice for the transfer of all of that equipment
Yes.
and going through it and deciding and decor and all of that are probably, and then the day of, you've got quite a few people coming to
Yeah,
help,
they say
so.
they're coming, and we're just kind of saying it starts at 9. So if
Mm-hmm.
you want to be there, you want to be as a helper, maybe come around 8:15.
right.
So that way you're just there, and we have a plan as to what group is serving, what group is cleaning, what
Right.
group is doing refills potentially, or what.
So the most important thing about this that people don't know that it's never been before is that it's free.
It is
Right.
free.
That this is free so bring your kids. There's going to be a pancake bar with all kinds of pancake toppings. There's going
Yes.
to be a hot chocolate bar. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
Santa, of course, is going to be there, but this is different than the normal Santa being somewhere where these kids can actually spend some time. There, it's not a rushed kind of line, a feverish line for photos and stuff. It's more relaxed.
Right.
Right.
Now the photo portion, that is by donation. That's
Okay.
the only thing. That's because the Masons get that.
Right, and
portion.
then they give that by to Woodward
Right.
County Toy
Right.
giveaway, yes.
And whatever, usually the Masons, they kind of run a year in advance, so whatever they earn this year goes into next year's toys.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that goes. But then this year, we have the amount the Masons are getting, and they're gonna have, their big Mason Lodge will double them dollar for dollar for the amount
So they
that
match
they're
it,
getting.
yeah, by a double.
Plus
Yeah.
for the photos with Santa from that morning, as well as the photos with Santa that are happening from 4 to 6 p.m. prior to the Christmas parade the night before in the Josie Adams Center. So all that money will get doubled by the Mason Lodge. And then there's going to be other money left over from our community sponsors. And we bought a little scroll so we can add our sponsors to this nice
To
list.
the nice list, yes.
And then we can present this other funds to the Woodward County Toy Giveaway. It's from the community, for the community.
Oh, great, yes.
So that is what our plans are to do, and anything over and above that, maybe we can just continue to watch this grow and flourish.
And finally, maybe get a snow machine.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want people to think they have to be there at 9 o'clock.
No,
Right.
it's kind of
like-
a come.
right.
I've
It's a
been
come and
there, so
go.
it's a come and go affair. So you really can just come and spend the time that you want, and then it ends at.
There's not a set ending time this
Okay.
year. So previously we would say like 9 to noon, but a lot of times people kind of filter out by 11:15, 11:30.
Right.
But
So if it's getting close to 11, you probably ought to think about if
You
you're going to
should
go, you
probably
should probably
come.
get there.
yeah, and the other thing this year is we are a little worried about what if it's overwhelming and we run out of food or something. I mean, trust me, if by 10 a.m. I need to send other people out to get more supplies,
Sure.
we're probably going to do that.
We will.
But we will try to continue to serve as long as people
Right.
are coming.
We also have 200 to-go containers
Okay.
and stuff, and if someone knows of someone that can't leave their house or
Right.
whatever,
Yes.
and they want to take them a plate, we will allow that. We
Right.
definitely
yeah.
we want them to have that. So we do have 200 of those. We'll get more if we need them.
Well, we'll have to get lots and lots of photos. Well,
Right.
thank you, ladies, for coming.
thanks for
I
having us.
appreciate it. It's such good news, and I think we really want to make sure it gets out there and that people participate, which has never really been a problem. But I think I am in agreement with you. I think that you're probably going to get a lot more people, and especially since it's free. So
We're excited because we don't know what to expect.
I
Like
love that.
The unknown.
Yes.
the
we
unknown
also
is
we will
exciting.
have the mailbox for letters.
yes, the Santa's
Santa.
letters.
Mhm.
Right.
They can bring
Yes.
they can either give it to Santa if they would like, or we have the mailbox and they
That's
can leave
perfect.
it.
Some kids are too shy to actually go
Right.
talk to Santa or sit near Santa.
I
so
don't
they can
remember
do that.
ever getting to sit on Santa's lap. So yeah.
Maybe we can change that.
Yes, maybe we should. Well, I'm Rachel Van Horn, and I am with Off the Press, and we will see you at Breakfast with Santa on December 7th starting at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Pioneer Room.